Thank you for joining me, everyone. My name is Ren Rochelle. Let's get right into it. This is part one of a 12 cycle series that I have intuitively remodeled to help an individual go from suffering to thriving on their own divine path. I will be stating all 12 cycles at the beginning and at the end of each one of these so that you don't have to write them down. I will be linking each video in the comment section of the one below. Number 1, acceptance. Number 2, trust. Number 3, surrender. Number 4, inventory. Number 5, accountability. Number 6, release. Number 7, submission. Number 8, review and cleanse. Number 9, action. Number 10, rebuilding. Number 11, intention daily. And number 12, passing it on. I suggest that you check in with yourself at this time and make sure that you are in a receptive energy before starting this process. It is important that you are receptive to healing energy before starting this process. If you have too much on your mind, or if you have been through a rough day or rough energy, it's probably not the best time to start healing. But that doesn't mean that you can't start at all. It just means to wait a little bit for your energy to calm down and for you to become more receptive before getting started. Today is part one, and I hope this finds you in a good space. Number 1 is acceptance. To accept where we are, we do have to become 100% honest with ourselves. This can be very hard if you have too much going on in your headspace. If there is more than one thing that is causing you suffering, you may want to make a list and write out the priority of things that are in order of least controllability to moderate controllability to slightly out of control, but still somewhat within your control. And start with the thing that is the least controllable first, doing the entire 12 cycle on that one item, and then going to the next item and doing the 12 cycle on each one. This process is defined by you. You set your time limits, you set your time frame. There is no rush here. You are the only person that you are going to live with for the rest of your life. You are also the only person that can hold you accountable and can be the center of this healing process. So it is important that you are not doing this for anyone else but yourself. I have categorized the items that can be causing suffering into 3 parts. 1 is substance, 2, behavior, and 3, mindset. If you are struggling with the substance, I highly suggest that you use a group for support or a program. There are many out there, some that are free and some that may cost money, but it should be pretty easy to research and find one that works for you. I do not suggest doing this process all by yourself if you are suffering with a substance struggle. And by substance, I mean something that you're ingesting that is changing your mood and consciousness on a regular basis and has become a compulsion or an obsession. The next part is behavior. Some examples of behavior are shopping, gambling, eating, scrolling, excessive exercise, anything that you are doing in an excess or that you feel is impulsive or out of control. And that also includes sexual behaviors such as watching porn that starts with a P, or engaging in behaviors that are compulsive to your body, or may be making others uncomfortable, or maybe draining your bank account. So you are the person who can decide what that means to you. The last one is mindset. There can be worry, anger, fear, anxiety, violence, avoidance, codependency, which is where you want to focus on anything and everything but yourself. And there are many other things that fall into these categories that I have not mentioned. I'm sure that you have the internet if you're watching this, so feel free to search and find what item it is that you're struggling with, and you can definitely apply this to anything, just about anything. You can ask yourself, where am I being out of control? Where do I feel like I don't have control anymore? Where I do this action, behavior, this thought process, and then I look back and go, oh my gosh, where has the time gone? Or you're feeling full of anxiety, or you're feeling regretful. This is where you want to check in. Are you feeling impulsive or compulsive with this behavior, mindset, or substance? Does it feel like an obsession? Do you feel like you're not being mindful with this behavior? You're detached. You are just acting on your airplane mode, and you're not really conscious, deeply conscious when you are participating in this activity, whether it's in your mind or in your behavior or using a substance. The core of acceptance is self-worth. Self-worth is defined by each individual. As you go through this process, you may discover that your self-worth has not necessarily been defined by you in your life. It can come in the form of being defined by other people, parents, childhood environments, work environments, anything that is outside of yourself that you are setting the definition. Self-worth is really, really important. It can be destroyed and rebuilt over time, and sometimes is at its lowest form, and that is what is preventing us from thriving. As they say on airplanes, it is important for you to put your oxygen mask on first before putting it on others, as you are the one who is in charge of your life. As someone stated once, and has stuck with me all these years, you can't pour into other cups if your cup is empty. The only time that you can pour into other cups is if your cup is overflowing. I associate a cup overflowing with thriving, and that is where I hope this series will help you to get to. I also make the suggestion that you focus on this series and write things out. Yes, we can do a lot of things in our head, but it is much easier to see how our thoughts can be organized and sorted, and keep track of our progress in the process if things are written down. You have the choice of doing this process in any way that feels comfortable for you. So if writing is not your forte, that is fine, but I do know from experience that without writing this process out, it can be much less effective. So you may end up repeating the cycles more times than you would prefer, versus writing it out and getting a lot more effective progress over time. The 12 cycles, as I promised you: 1, acceptance. 2, trust. 3, surrender. 4, inventory. 5, accountability. 6, release. 7, submission. 8, review and cleanse. 9, action. 10, rebuilding. 11, daily intentions. And 12, passing it along. Thank you so much for participating in your healing process. I really believe in you, and I'm sending you love throughout your life, your day, your week, your month, and this year. Please come back again. And remember how you're blessed and forget the rest.